2? 3:30? God damn it. Back up at 4 o'clock. Whoa, my bad, guys. Let you guys load up first. Do this again. Jesus. I can't complain. I cannot complain at all. Where's this piece here coming from? There you go. Hey. Yeah, man, if you're worried about that at all, just don't. My thing is, if you're not 100% on something, if you're not 100% sure that you're willing to, take the risk, don't do it. You know what I mean? I know well, and well in advance when I do something. I think through all of the risks. You know what I mean? So, hey guys, I want you guys to look at LS Sketch Lines. Go check out LS Sketch Lines. The guy is absolutely amazing. He did this. I gotta show you guys, man. I don't know if you guys want to go to my Instagram, but he did this picture of me and my daughter, and I had a riot this morning because it was probably the best thing. Check this out, man. This guy is talented. Seriously, me and my kid, man. Check him out. Give him a shout out. Go follow him. He actually has the video of him actually doing the actual artwork itself, which is pretty cool to watch. I'm an artist myself. Nowhere near as talented as this guy. Go look at him, guys. Absolutely amazing. So anyway, about that, like I said, don't do anything that you are not for sure you're willing to take the risks to do. That's my only advice on anything. That applies to life, women, men, relationships, whatever, all that stuff. If you're not willing to take the risk for it, don't do it. Are you training?
No, not right now, no.
I got to train. But yeah, so I'm here at the gym. Gym's doing really good. We're at probably over 250 members. We started at 169 members. Now we're at 250. So that's why I had to kind of run. People are coming in and getting memberships. We got a membership sale going on right now. So that's why that took off. So thoughts on semen retention? Get it out, bro. What kind of question is that? Thoughts on semen retention? Progressive overload, guys. Just don't overdo it. Make sure you do some shoulder exercises too after a while if you're, Appreciate it. Thank you. Favorite resistance, actually, you have to add resistance bands if you're looking to add mass. I actually want to talk about that. Training for mass. I hate when people say chest workout for mass, leg workout for mass. It's not. So if I don't eat anything, if I don't eat anything and I train for mass, am I going to put on mass? Right. But if you just have bands, you're not going to be able to, really build muscle. You can sustain it. It also depends on how strong you are too. Again, so if you are used to training, with heavy weights, and then you now are in quarantine or whatever because of current situation, and now using bands, you're only going to be able to sustain the muscle. You're not going to be able to actually build more muscle. But having said that, I love putting bands on the leg press. I like adding that load, the resistance, on leg press for sure. Weightlifting belts will not downsize your waist. Unfortunately, I can't agree with that at all. At all. I've been wearing so what they can do, I shouldn't say that. What they can do is they can give you more attention to keeping your core engaged, so you are more, mindful of always keeping it engaged. So your stomach or waist will look smaller. But if I put a belt on every single time, and that, it won't make your waist smaller. You think about it like time under tension or any kind of time under anything. If I'm only using a belt when I train, and I'm only training maybe, let's say I'm wearing a belt every single time I train, and you're only training for about an hour and a half. How's an hour and a half of having a belt on every day going to make your waist get smaller, right? Like it doesn't. So I can't really agree with that at all. But yeah, is MK worth taking? Yes. For me, bodybuilding is perfect in cardio, long, medium range, sometimes throwing in routine. Yeah, for sure. I've been doing the same exercise for over a year now with progressive overload. Will I still gain size when I'm attempting? So if you put your body in a place that you force it to adapt, it doesn't matter what exercise you do, right? Like you can do the same exercise over and over and over again, but if you never really increase the load, or you're not going to force adaptation. So you can do the same exercise over and over again, but as long as you increase a load or give it some kind of change to the environment, then it will adapt. But if you're just necessarily just doing the same weights, the same whatever, no. So, but you don't have to go and do a bunch of crazy exercise. Like a lot of people will hire me and they think that you have to change the exercise up every couple of weeks. It's like, no, well, first of all, number one, master the exercise first. And then once you've mastered it, then you can think about maybe adding something else in there, maybe out of sheer boredom. But you can definitely do the same exercise and build muscle. You have to make sure you're changing the load of that, if it makes sense. What do you think about negatives? You haven't been watching me for a while, bro. Negatives are good. Eccentric loads, that's a negative. So yes, really good. Do you agree with super sending all the time? With supersetting? Supersetting, I mean, not all the time, but definitely supersetting is good. If you're on time constraints or you just want to add a little extra muscle endurance, for sure. Should you wear a belt all day, every day? No. Supersetting, yes. John, teach them proper drop sets. Yeah, drop sets are good. Drop sets, supersets, giant sets, 1,000 drops and supersets. Good. Yeah, no, I like doing them. They're any way you can reach failure, any way that's going to help you reach failure. I like adding that. I like doing rest pause sets as well too. And thank you, Connor. Thank you guys. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Connor. Mike, Connor. Thank you. Sorry, I can't read your name. You look like you might be Russian, maybe. Why are prisoners so big in just bodyweight exercises? That's a very blanket statement. Do you know a lot of prisoners? Because I do, and not all of them are big. So I can't really answer that. Where we at? Where are the what up? Dum Dum. Good name. Sebastian Wolf. Can you change how much body fat prefer to have from a person who used to be fat, I'm assuming? Can you change how much body fat prefer to have? You can definitely just get a deficit and you'll lose weight. I'm sorry I'm saying, like, I don't want to be condescending, but sometimes I think that maybe some people know a little bit of what they're talking about. If you don't, it's totally fine. There's no such thing as a dumb question. So if my face looks like condescending, it's not. It's kind of confused. Best chest exercise. For me, incline dumbbells. Love it. Caleb, I had a minor lat tear and did my first back workout yesterday, going slow and steady. Any tips to get back as fast as possible? So slow and steady. That's my tip. Time and attention, making sure that you're, not rushing your lift. Remember, pulling with your elbows, engaging your lats. So if you guys see me do this, that's that initial shoulder depression. Right now, there's shoulder elevation, shoulder depression, and then we're pulling the elbow down, right? And then at the bottom, squeeze and then release up. If you have a torn lat, you're going to want to make sure that every one of those fibers are spending a lot of time rebuilding by time and attention. I had a minor lat tear. Dude, you're a beast. Thank you, Justin. I'm sure you're a beast too, from one beast to the next. Thoughts on Arnold press for? I'm thinking the Arnold press being this one. It's good as long as you're doing good form. Like, can you really put a load on this way and up? Yeah, I mean I take a lot. Like if I'm gonna do Arnold press, I'd have to definitely decrease my load. I can do about 120 dumbbell press with good form. Now, if I'm doing Arnold, I'm not going to be able to do that with it. So, like I said, any exercise is good as long as it's putting under a load, creating metabolic stress, and you can build. So, and you're doing good form. How did you and Coach Greg meet? You got to go through that one, bro. That's an old story now, but it's like, just somebody keep put up the speed. Actually, you know what, Romeo, you're probably new to the channel. You got to go back and watch videos, right? If they're good though, they'll be entertaining to watch. I think I have a thing that says how I first met Greg, or something like that. Check it out. You are stuck on an island with one person and 3 tools. Who and what are they? Yo, man, you trying to get me in trouble with these questions? That's an amazing question. I'm supposed to say my wife, right? I don't want to be there with my daughter because I want to be on an island, which, you know what I mean? So, okay, so let's say I get stuck on an island. I gotta say my client, my boy, for sure, Dean. If you guys haven't seen Dean before, he's the man of all mans. The guy's built his own house with bare hands. He's a hunter. He's built everything. So I'd rather take that dude on an island, and then he has all the tools. 3 tools? What 3 tools am I going to use? Man, I need a rope. I don't know, man. That's a hard question. That's a good question. I go back to that. It's hilarious. Oh, man, there's a lot of questions popping up. On the top, Blake. I'll pass this guy. He's this guy. Pedro, what do you think about heels elevated pistol squats? I think it's great. Unbelievable. Helps put a little more emphasis on the quads, the teardrop. Vastus medialis. Vastus medialis. No, that's outside. I forget. Anyway, VMO. Your VMO. And I have squat shoes. So my squat shoes give me a little bit of a lift anyway. Blake, as a beginner, should you feel your lower back engaged while doing deadlifts? It all depends. If the load is on your lower back and it's giving you pain, no. But if you're doing conventional deadlifts, there's no ways around your erectors being involved in that lift. So make sure you're engaging your core and not relying on your lower back to help you lift the weight up. Sebastian, Seabass. Sorry, I meant to say I can change. Oh, you cannot change weight. Oh, prefer body fat. Where? No, unfortunately, that's just how it is. The more and more you get in shape, the more your body fat is lower, the more you'll see those stubborn parts be less stubborn. For me, my back used to be the last part to get lean. Now it's almost like the starting point, which is good. So once your body gets used to being in shape, then that body fat all around will start to decrease. But unfortunately, we can't really do spot reduction at all. Do you use Cardinal? Yes, I do. Not yet though. Well, I'll do when I start prep. At what weight would you say is lean enough to see abs? If you're 290. If you're 290, 3 years ago, 180. It's not like weight, it's body fat. So around 15-ish%, you should see some abs. How deep people should squat? So I said this already. You should squat only as low as your back stays straight and you don't have a pelvic tilt underneath. So we see people squat and their butt goes whoop like that. Actually, got a video of a guy sent a video to me today. Asked me to critique his squat. And let me see if I can pull it up. Here we go. So sorry if you're watching this, my bad, but I'll show you what's too deep. So when we're squatting here, if you watch his lower back, see how his butt goes down like that. Now he's gonna correct it, but you don't want to go. You only want to go as low as you can keep a neutral spine and lower back. Your pelvis doesn't tilt underneath your butt, right? Underneath your hips. Where are we at? Have you heard of? No. How much effort, intensity, or volume is required to hold onto your muscles during the quarantine? You need to do about 10% of what you were normally doing in a gym. So if you're going to the gym like 7 days a week, 6 days a week, you only have to do 1% of that to hold on to the muscle. Keeping your same intensity and whatnot, but yeah. I just started working out, and it's been 4 months. I'm definitely gained some size. Do you think I should maintain my calories or bulk? Only increase your calories if it's 100% dire need. You don't have to just keep increasing calories because you think you need to. Increasing calories doesn't correlate to more muscle. Increasing calories will give you more fat faster than anything else. Colby, what would you say the best poses are to track? What? Oh, okay. What would you say the best poses are to track weight loss journey? Just stand. I got a client that just, he can send me front, both sides, and back. That's about it. You know, you don't have to pose and stuff. I think posing will kind of manipulate what you look like. We pose to hide our weak parts. So you kind of want to be as basically basic as possible to kind of see where your body's actually moving and going. Thanks, brother. Smash that like button. Yeah, man, hit that like button, guys. Is there a like button on this thing? What? Oh, there's a like button. You didn't know that. Get out of here. All right, where are we at? Did I skip a bunch of people? Kobe, cool. Where we at? Hey, diet. Hey, for a diet, would a if fit your macros diet while only focus on protein and calories be sufficient, or would you recommend focus on fat stuff? So here's my thing. This is where me and Greg differ when it comes to diet. I do believe that the calories itself. So if it fits your macros, you're basically fitting your macros, overall calorie intake and whatnot. But I do believe that you can be in a deficit or a surplus, whatever, but it's what's in those calories that makes your journey more optimal. So if we're losing weight and, we have only protein and carbs and zero fat, well, unfortunately I shouldn't say unfortunately, but the thing is that your body does need fats, right? Fats are those help with your cognitive health, muscle lubrication, gut, all those things hormonally, right? So especially women. And I see a lot of coaches take out fat from women and all of a sudden they're going loopy, right? Fats are essential, but it doesn't mean that you have to have your, diet full of fat. Now, if you're in a deficit, I would say have some fats in your diet for sure, especially when we're getting lower and lower in a deficit. If you're competing and whatnot, having the fats there is really going to help with sustaining some of that cognitive help there, right? So, it does. I wouldn't be like, I gotta, I wouldn't be, stressing like, oh my God, I can't get my amount of fat in, right? Because the reason why people, avoid fats is because fats are times the amount of protein and carbs together, right? So you can always implement those in a sense if you're smart at doing calories. The thing about if it fits your macros is people really don't know how to count calories, count the macros. So they kind of mess things up. And their choices also don't really help either. So woke up 2 pounds up. Is it water or weight? So only way to find that is track your weight all week. Track your weight, count the highs and lows, and you get your median weight, and that's your actual weight. But if you're just tracking one day and you're up, everyone's going to fluctuate in weight. Everyone's going to fluctuate up and down all week long. Even if you're in a linear deficit, you're always going to go up and down. So you can't just find one day and be like, that's it. So make sure you're tracking your every day and then if you can actually look at the scale without losing your mind. Any tips on staying motivated when your muscle building genetics aren't that great? Let me tell you something, man. Motivation is absolute bullshit. Yes, I said it. I'll do a video on that too. Motivation is bullshit. You know why? Because when the fire is gone, what keeps you in the gym is that intrinsic motivation, right? Now, I can help you. I can say make goals, make yourself little small goals if you need to keep yourself hungry, mentally hungry and on track. But if you're really out there looking for motivation to help you get somewhere, I've been doing this my whole life, and trust me, I got to train today. Am I motivated to train? I'm not at all. I could care less to go to the gym right now. I'm being super honest with you, but I will get my ass up. take my pre-workout and I'll go in there and I'll fucking kill shoulder workout because that's something I want to do. You know what I mean? Like, we're not going to always be motivated to do all the things we want to do. Those things that you want to do start off being really motivating things, and all of a sudden, you know, it starts to die down a bit. That's when that true intrinsic motivation is needed. So if anything, man, don't even think about you having shitty genetics. Everybody's dealt a different hand. You take the hands you dealt and you do your best with it and make your best out of it, right? I wasn't doing YK. I will do that one as well too, guys. So that will be up. YK video will be up in about a week. Let me see. Johnny, when are you going to – oh, sorry that one. Ready? How do you stay tight during bench press? I do some rows before my chest. I feel that it helps. But so here's the technique. I want to go over the bench technique. So whenever I press, I'm going to show it to you from here, guys. When you're benching, don't think shoulders back. We're thinking lats down, right? See my shoulders, when I push my shoulders down, my chest automatically pops up. So when I'm benching, I'm pushing myself into the ground. When you're benching, don't think about just lifting the weight off of your chest. Think about literally pushing yourself back into the bench, into the floor, and then really pushing into the bench, and then not really necessarily pinching your shoulder blades at your top trap range, but your mid trap range. So that mid trap is going to push my chest out naturally. See what I just did, right? If I do this, my chest is nothing. But if I do this, it takes my whole posture up like this. And then we want to do that shoulder depression, and then press, and then you get that strong press from there. And then core, I say this all the time, from floor to core, make sure your feet are planted. Make sure you're engaging your glutes and your core and pushing through your lift. How should I train if I want to be like men's physique? How should you train? It's not necessarily how you should train. It's what you should be training. Remember, when you're talking about like bodybuilding, we're talking about, shaping your physique. So if you want to train like men's physique, your plan better be, your programming should be focused around shoulders, right? Shoulder width, back width, back density, vertical rows, horizontal rows, laterals, and so forth. So, and then, obviously some core work, because, that's a very genetic category is men's physique. So make sure it's not necessarily how you train, it's what you should be training. That's a question for you, buddy. Do you recommend you got enough bulk on you? You don't need to add any more. I think 15% is a really good off-season or body fat percentage that you still have enough energy and water on your body to be able to continue to build muscle. I'm a little bit under 15%, and I don't need to add a bunch of calories. Don't think bulk at all. Like, I'm a professional bodybuilder, guys. Like, you can build muscle with what you have. Now, if you're natural, same thing. But you have to be more tentative to how you eat. If you're a hard gainer and whatnot. But I wouldn't just start piling on calories just because if you're 15%, good. Stay at 15%. Make that 15% tighter and tighter and tighter. Let's keep going. Let's go. Damn. Wait. I think I missed a bunch of guys. There you go. Still really cool, train of life. Our rest day is important, extremely important. Can NASCAR drivers race nonstop? No. If a car's got to take a break, you got to take a break. I make car analogies. I took YK and had no liver toxicity. I took about 48 enzymes and double the normal. We're double the normal. Yeah, I mean, like, I can't tell you exactly how things are going to work with people when it comes to the the chemistry. When I take something and Jimmy takes something, the same thing, my body will respond differently than his body. So I can't say that YK does this and RAD does this. They both affect your liver, period. But you might not be affected by YK as much as you're affected by RAD. So I can't say one is doing another, but yeah, good observation. Let's watch another video. and you said it is a leg workout. Why are deadlifts included in the back days also? Then with 2 leg days of the week back though. So if you're doing sumos are more of a leg workout than deadlifts and than conventional because of your posture, because of the muscles engaged in you're looking at your adductors, your hamstrings, glutes, and whatnot. When you're doing conventional, you're getting a lot more back in a sense. You're more tilted. When you're tilted, this is the thing people will understand about why conventional deadlifts are more on a back day than sumo. When you're bent over this way, right, in a formed lift, if I'm engaging my lats like I should, think about gravity is pulling my lats down this way. So if I'm here, right, it'll pull out. So I'm always holding that. What?
I got those for Selena because the Chinese lady left them in her unit, and I thought she might like them.
Great.
Good.
More stuffies.
I know, but they're squishy melody.
Oh, wait. I have I got 2 memberships. A couple came in. Just the wife. I signed the wife up. The husband wasn't here.
Okay.
So he has to come in and do all the stuff.
So is he in the computer?
I didn't put him in the computer yet.
I'll just go check for water downstairs and then I'll do that.
Okay.
Thank you.
So even when you're doing rack pulls, remember, let's take gravity, right? I'm gonna do this right here. Watch. Oh, look at that. The weight fell off my shoulder, right? The pen. So if I'm holding a bar and I'm pulling it up and I'm engaging my lats, right? Pull that shoulder pressure. When I'm standing up and down, my lats are working a lot in a isometric static movement in a sense. So it's not really moving anywhere, but you're working. So think about the weight load that you're using going up and down, and that was lats staying engaged. That's why people put it on a back workout. And I would do the same thing. When it comes to sumos, I would put that sumo on leg day. Sumo would be my hamstring day, and conventional deads or rack pulls would be on my back day. That makes sense. Yes, I'm from Ontario. I'm from Windsor, Ontario. Born and raised. Here comes little Justin Jackson. Have you ever passed out in the gym? I have not. I've come very close. I get that tunnel vision, squatting, and then when I'm done, I'm just kind of waiting for everything to clear up. I'm like, Jesus Christ. So yeah, I almost, but I have not. Yo, whatever, do. Okay, cool. You guys answer quite. I love that. I like you guys communicating with each other in there, man. That's it, man. Iron sharpens iron, man. Help each other out in these comments. This is awesome. I love this shit. Love the videos, commentary on exercises. It really helped me. Yo, man, thank you, Daniel. Appreciate it. Much love, man. Doing back, do you think you sacrifice some from your weight? Doing back, do you think you can sacrifice some form for weight? I can't. I can't say that. The reason why is because, like I said, if you guys saw the last video, I have, deteriorating vertebrae. So I don't want to, here's the question you have to ask yourself. How much more are you going to get from having bad form, or say sacrificing a little bit of form to add more weight? How much more weight are you going to get from that? And then how much are you going to benefit from that? You know what I mean? It'll be good. It'll be a good study to find out, how much more. Because I think about this too. When a lot of people deadlift or they do back exercises, you got to think, full range of motion. Let's just take a pull down, right? So I'm doing a pull down. And I'm from here, shoulders are depressed, and I'm down and up, right? That's full range of motion. The elbow's coming right down the side and going back up. Now let's say that as I cheat, right? I'm changing the trajectory and the range of motion. So I'm shortening a little bit, right? Plus, if I'm doing a lot of torquing and whatnot, I'm really, I would say, reactive training instead of actually training itself. So when I'm looking at, should I sacrifice form? For me, no. For anybody, beginner, no. There's some guys that can, but at the same time, you're getting, and are you getting more muscle out of it? You know what I mean? I don't think so. I think people think the heavier they lift, they're going to, put more muscle on. But I think the better form you have, the more time and attention, the more form, the better form you have, the more optimal your gains are going to be with avoiding injury. Because again, everyone that's talking right now, I'm going to be watching this, is going to get some kind of injury someday. Let's be honest. Here's why. The longer you train, the more reps you do, the more opportunity you have to get hurt, injured, tweaked, or whatever, right? You want to avoid that as long as possible. So you want to speed that process up by having bad form. So you think about it, you can train really good for a long period of time and get a twinge here and shit, you hurt something or whatever, and you move on. And that might happen for like X amount of years. Or you have bad form for a bit and that happens in a month. You know what I mean? These are cute. So this is from, oh, these are squishy too. Oh man.
Squishy, no, squishy, whatever.
Oh man, she's gonna love these. I kind of like this. I thought it smelled like candy canes. I mean, the cotton candy from it. What do you think about bad form? F your form. Sorry. All right. I'll make it short, guys, because the boss is back and I'm doing a live.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
I
You never had anybody do live in your office before, have you?
I'm adjusting.
Adapt and overcome. MZ Johnny recommend building up. How do I recommend building up work capacity? I don't know. Let's say that. I don't know. I have to know what you're doing for me to answer that question, because I don't know. For me, I'm looking at how optimal I can be in a certain amount of time. Building up the capacity, I got to find out what you're doing. Let me know what you're doing. I can't get my lateral head of my tricep to grow. Almost can't even feel them when I train. I can't feel your tricep, eh? So I'm going to show you a little trick here. I really focus on this a lot. So when you're doing any exercise, you're contracting muscle while you're adding a load. So so this is just me kind of flexing a little bit. You can see that I'm from the smallest movement is tricep extension, fullest, right? So if I just start flexing in the mirror a little bit. And then I think about how it feels. So when I do, I can actually move it when I'm training. So if I'm going to go like this and press on this now, I'm not necessarily trying to push this down. I'm trying to flex this down. Make sense? Now I'll do a couple things too. Now there's this way. I can go like this, and I'll feel it a different way. And I go like this and feel it a different way, right? I feel a lot more on the back of my tricep. Now this part of my head here, if I do a little bit of, I would say angle this way and flex down, that big part of my head is going to flex more. Now, get yourself in a flex position where, in a resting position. So if you're doing like, say, overheads or say kickbacks with the cables are a good one to do, because you're here and it's going to pull you back this way. So once you're here, stop that from coming back slower and then really feel yourself controlling your tricep, not pulling with your hand. It's the biggest thing people misunderstand about training is they're just moving weights around. You want to contract muscle and then add a load to it. That's all training is. Jesus Christ. How much muscle could you build with only dumbbells? Any barbell limited? Just curious. I mean, so great question, but again, I don't know what so put it this way, make it easy for you. If you have enough weight that's in your house that's going to give you about 75 to 80% of your 1 rep max, you're good. If the weight you have is 50%, you're going to have to really do some really slow negatives on a lot of reps. So the load itself, the closest the load is to your 1 rep max will kind of give you an idea of how much muscle or stimulus you can get when it comes to muscle adaptation. Right. Johnny, what up, bro? What's up? What's up? Anyway, guys, I'm glad you guys came up today. I'm answering questions for you guys. I'll do this, every time if I got a video that's coming out, I'm gonna do this in between videos, keep you guys in the loop. I love doing lives. Not many guys do it. I like doing them. Gives me more engagement. And I can say to you guys, I appreciate you all. I thank you guys for following me and everything else. Let's just get this channel up and up and up. I think we can do a lot more to help people out there who need help when it comes to, training, nutrition, supplementation, and not getting the bullshit from people who just want to be super cool on YouTube and shit. So anyway, appreciate you guys. Iron sharpens iron. Progressive overload your life. In the meantime, keep dream chasing. Oh, by the way, any guys would be interested in some merch, let me know. Comment below. I got some things out that I got some things in mind that I'll put out. Let me know if you'd be interested in some merch, and I'll start getting that out ASAP. Anyway, guys, keep dream chasing. Peace. Leave the questions down. I'll do it. Appreciate it. Peace.